Alright, tonight I'm going to cover something that's been bothering me since the first Star Trek that Mr. Abrams has done, and that is Spock. The old Spock, not the young Spock. Okay, he came back to the past and created an alternate timeline, which is fine and dandy. However, there's a lot of things that's going to happen in that timeline that happened in the other timeline because there's certain things throughout history that's going to constantly happen. And Spock claims that he will not interfere with the timeline. Well, him coming back in the first place interfered with the timeline. Actually, it was Nero. Nero was the first cause of the alternate timeline destruction, I guess. And he came back and therefore further fragmented it, if you will. And he claims that he ain't going to interfere with it, but he's already interfered with it twice up to this point, which was in the first movie. You know, he talked to himself and he talked to James Kirk, and they changed whatever the original outcome was going to be without his interference. And in the second movie, he interfered again. In case you haven't watched it, I'm not going to actually tell you about it. You can go watch the movie, which is a great movie. I suggest anybody watch it. But I have a problem with his non-interference. He's already interfered twice. Shouldn't he be telling the United Federation of Planets about some major bad juju coming their way? I can name off several things. The Klingons. The big war with the Klingons is coming. He knows about it, and he knows a lot of the intricate details of it. Kronos exploding. Not only Kronos exploding, but the son of Romulus exploding and killing the Romulans. If he'd done that in these first two movies, they could smooth over all transgressions from now all the way up through the next generation and beyond. Since everything's altered already, what's going to hurt going ahead and fixing the structure of the United Federation of Planets so that it's not screwed up when these events happen? V'ger happens after their 5-year mission. A lot of their enemies happen in that 5-year mission. And tribbles. Lots of tribbles for some reason. I don't get it, but V'ger happens. Isn't that something that the old Spock should be like, hey guys, there's this big humongous space thing that's going to come. Don't panic. Just realize that it's an old NASA project coming back home. Wow, that would have been... But, okay, not only that, the animosity between the Romulans, which was what he was fixing in the future, wouldn't you think it would be more a greater thing if he came back to the past and fixed all those problems in the past? That way he never got to the point where he had to do what he had to do in the future. He already acknowledges the timeline is fudged up. So what's the point of holding all that information to yourself? Okay, not only V'ger. I know Khan happened in the original series and it came out in Star Trek 2. The Ponfar is something else that Spock could have warned his past self about. Wow. It's still going to happen. It happens it happens naturally to Vulcans. Why not warn them about Project Genesis? Since that's one thing that killed the original Spock the first time through, I guess. Why not explain that? Or the thing in Star Trek 6, or Star Trek 4, my bad, the thing that blocked out the sun. But that's not the most grievous of the things that he's not told them about. Why not prepare that Star Trek universe for the Borg? The Borg. I would automatically think if you went back in the past in a timeline like that, the first thing you would do when you got out is just scream, Borg, 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 get ready for the Borg. They're awful. Get ready for them. Or the Founders, even the Founders and the Dominion. There is tons of things that if he truly cared about the future of society and the future of Star Trek, that he would have just come right on out and said, no, this is what you need to prepare for. The Dreadnought ship in part 2, keep building those, but build bigger ones. You're going to need them. I just don't understand. I know there's probably plenty of Trekkers and Trekkies out there who's seen plot holes so big in it that you could drive cars and Big Mac truck throughs. But that was just my beef with that entire thing. Is he claimed no interference, which is part of Starfleet's wonderful ideology. However, he's already interfered twice, and why not interfere on a point of telling him the big things that's going to happen, the major disasters that are to befall in the future, so he can change the future to be a more perfect version of that universe. It just doesn't make sense. I love the movies. I think the movies are going in a great direction. Hopefully they keep these actors on for another 4 or 5 movies, which I doubt. Most of the actors will get burnt out after the third one, or some of them will probably jump ship after this one, honestly. But I think after the third or fourth movie, they'll probably jump ship, do something else. They're all young actors. You can't expect them to stay around because there's more money to be had elsewhere. Can't blame them for that. But the Spock thing really is weird. The only way that they could really get away from it is have him killed off somehow in the next movie, or just don't even refer to him anymore. They keep referring to him, which gives him another opportunity to mess up the timelines. Stop it. Stop being stupid. Keep making the great movies, though. But if you try to make sense of certain things, it just blows your brains out. It's crazy. Don't do it. And leave a comment down below if you want to see me cover other topics that are just wrong or stupid. Or you can even comment saying, shut up, you bald idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Dork. I am a dork. Until next time, don't let it blow your mind. Remakes always change the story for some reason. Damn it.